Bismillahirrahmanirrahim warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Before I start this video, let me introduce myself. My name is Nur Azizah, majoring in English Education at the State Islamic University Alauddin Makassar. In this video about linguistics, and a big part is studying linguistics as a final assignment for Introduction to Linguistics course. My discussion this time is language, linguists, and linguistics. Second, about communication and communication system that humans have. The third, about the knowledge that humans have, that humans use when they want to communicate. Then the theory of origin of language. In the following discussion, I will also discuss phonetic, phonology, morphology, syntax, and semantics. And finally, I will analyze some sentence structures. Okay guys, let's go straight to the first discussion. Watch my video. The first question is, what are difference among linguists and linguistics? Also explain the relationship. Language is a system of communication which consists of a set of sound and written symbol which are used by the people of a particular country or region for talking or writing. Linguist is someone who specializes in linguistics and language, whereas linguistics studies a language as human communication system consisting of 5 main subfields, known as the branches of pure linguistics, namely, the first, phonetics. It studies human speech sound in their physical aspects, where the sound are produced, place of articulation, how the sound are produced, manner of articulation. Number 2, phonology. Phonology studies how the speech sound in their cognitive aspect, how the speech sound are organized, perceived, and used in a language. Number 3, morphology. Morphology studies words in human language, parts of words, how words are formed in a language. Number 4, syntax. Syntax studies the rules of putting words together to form sentence in a certain language. And the last, semantics. Semantics studies the use of language such as word and sentence in social context. The next question is, what is communication? How many communication systems do humans have? Explain your answer. Communication may be defined as interactive process of sending symbol or message through a particular medium and mode from a sender to receiver, in which the receiver make effort to decode the symbol for interpreting the intended meaning sent by sender. As stated earlier, the humans communicate by using symbols. With these symbols, they are able to produce an unlimited number of messages. The ability of humans using the symbols to communicate is demonstrative in 3 ways, namely, communication message by using symbol in speech, communication using symbol in writing, and communication information using symbol in gesture. The relationship between language and linguistics is as follows. The elements of language system and the branches of linguistics. The first, speech sound, phonetics, and phonology. Words of language, morphology, phrase sentence, syntax, meaning in language, semantics. Language use, pragmatics. The next question is, someone wants to communicate his/her abstract ideas, intention in written form. How many types of knowledge does he or she need to use? Please explain your answer concerning the four types of knowledge. The first, knowledge of contents or information. Content refers to the information available in a written text, as someone chooses writing communication system to express his or her ideas. He or she needs to make sure ideas or topic he or she intends to convey. The next, knowledge of linguistic, word spelling, and grammar. Knowledge of linguistic refers to the ability to encode information into language components such as word, phrases, sentence by using correct spelling, word selection, and grammar. As a writer formulates concept, information, and want to develop it into a writing form, he must use her linguistic knowledge in order to be able to transform it into paragraphs or text. The writer needs to be aware of utilizing the linguistic knowledge appropriately. The next, knowledge of organization, way of organizing information. Knowledge of organization refers to the ability to organize the sentence and paragraphs in the good order that a piece of writing is easy for readers to follow. The next, knowledge of style, way of expressing information. Knowledge of style refers to the ability to arrange paragraphs in the good text structures. Text structure may be defined as the way that the information within or writing text is organized, recognizing that text pattern is benefit to both readers and writers. The next question: what do you know of the theories of language origin? Explain your answer. There are at the least three theories suggest to describe the origin of language: the theory of the fine origin, the theory of evolutionary development, and the theory of language as the human invention. The first, the theory of the fine origin. Many societies from the past to the present whose people have religions believe believe that language is God's gift to mankind. Each of the society's religion has its own explanation that language is really granted to humans by God. According to Chomsky, humans are born with instincts or innate facility for acquiring language called LED, by which God implements in very human being. The LED allows human to have inborn capacity to acquire and to use language creatively. The fine view, language is God's gift to mankind. It is not only belief. It is not only belief in Islam, but also in other religions. Number two, the theory of evolutionary development. This theory believes that a language is a result of gradual change in human communication system over time from gesture to complex speech. In other words, is that the linguistic of the word evolves spontaneously and they are not given and designed by anything. Those who hold this theory to believe the origin of language are called evolutionary. Corbalis MC 2002 is of the opinion that language as a communication system of humans developed gradually, starting for gesture used by apes and then mixed with vocal communication used by the large brain genus Homo about 2 million years ago. The next, the theory of language as human invention. Another different theory of the origin of language is the theory language is human invention. According to Taylor T.G., the most influential expert of this theory is Condillac. Condillac believed that only humans have language. The possession of language gives humans a special characteristic, which makes them different from animals. The next question is, what is phonetic? Explain your answer. Three mutually share underlying concept of the phonetics from the definition, namely speech organ, speech sound, and speech sound production. The three concepts may be used for providing another definition of phonetics, that is a scientific study which deals with humans' organ of speech sound, as well as speech production. The first, speech organ or articulation. When speaking, people use speech sound produced by following air from the lung to the mouth of communicating message. To vary the speech sound quality, they need articulation, that is the action of producing sounds using their speech organs or articulator. The next, speech sound. Speech sound may be defined understood as a set of distinctive sound produced when people speak in a particular language. So, in speech sound is mainly a sound uttered by speakers of a language. For example, the word book. This word seems to have three different sounds: B, U, and K, in which B is the representative of letter. B, U is the representative of letter. Double O and K representative of key. Therefore, it must to be fully understood that speech human sound are not letters to use to spell the word. They are not all about you are hearing, not what letters to use to spell the words. In other words, English speech sounds are not representative of the English alphabets. The next, the production of speech sound. The production of speech sounds indicates the process of making speech using speech sound by using articulator, which initiate from the following the air profit by the lung. The air then goes through the glottis in the larynx, that then is modified by vocal tract, oral cavity, or vocal apparatus, nasal cavity, into different qualities of sound, consonant and vowels. The next question, what is phonology? Explain your answer. Phonology, when we analyze the exciting definition, we will finally understand that phonology basically studies about speech sound from cognitive perspective. In other words, phonology leads us to study about how humans mind words in the fundamental aspects, to organize and to use the speech sound in language. The next question is, what is morphology? Explain your answer. Morphology, if the definition from two different sources are analyzed, we will find at least three keywords concerning morphology, which are mutually shared among the definition: word structure, word pattern, and word information. Therefore, to understand the definition of morphology, where clearly it is better to discuss a little about these three keywords. The first keywords, morphology studies word structure. The next question, what is syntax? Explain your answer. There are at the last two underlying concepts to understand what is syntax is: the concept of sentence and the concept of structures. The concept of sentence refers to the large unit of a language constructed from a group of words that typically have a subject and predicate. The concept structure refers to the arrangement of a group of words applying a set of rules. Based on the two underlying concepts of syntax, we may then define syntax as the study of sentence as the large units of language that are constructed by applying a set of rules. The next question: what is semantics? Explain your answer. Key concepts which are mutually shared within the definitions, the linguistic meaning of word, phrases, as well as sentence, and their interpretation. The two key concepts are then used the providing an alternative definition of semantics in this work. Semantics is study that examine the meaning and the interpretation of words, phrases, and sentences in language. The next, I will analyze some sentence. The first, the teacher teaches the students on Tuesday. I think this sentence is true. And the next, a man booked my old car yesterday. This sentence, a man, a subject, and then dog is catching the fall questioningly. I think it's true. Okay. Here's my video this time. Hopefully it's useful. Thank you. I think it's enough. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.